relax in Shavasana. So just have your heels to the outside edges of the mat. Allow your toes to fall out to the side. Have your hands down by your side, palms facing up. And just focus on the breath. You can close down the eyes to start. If you want, you can bring the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to come up to the side, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, having the arms out in angel wings and just allowing the knees to fall out. So just bringing your awareness to the breath. Not trying to change the breath, not doing anything with it just yet, just noticing what the breath is doing. Noticing how you're feeling on this Thursday. Again, without judging or labeling, just noticing. And then starting to deepen the breath. Filling the air all the way down, expanding the diaphragm. Feel the chest rise, the shoulders rise. And as you exhale, feel the shoulders fall, the chest fall, and the belly button pull all the way into the spine. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling completely, using the full capacity of the lungs. Just becoming a little bit more present with every breath, letting go of the weak. Allowing yourself to be fully here. And then just setting an intention for your practice, maybe for the day if something comes up for you. If nothing comes up for you, that's okay. You can always just use the intention of being present, being kind or compassionate to yourself. And with that, taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, side out. Again, in through the nose, side out, let it go. Last time, the deepest breath you're taking today, fully in. And release. Excuse me. Bringing the knees into the chest. Giving yourself a nice big hug. Saying, I love you, body, let's do this. And then release the heels down. Just gently dropping the knees to the right, coming into a nice easy twist. Eyes to the left. Rooting the left shoulder down, just a nice gentle twist. Breathing fully in and fully out. Slowly coming back to center. Dropping your knees to the left. Looking to the right. Again, breathing fully in and fully out. Slowly coming back to center. Grabbing behind your hamstrings. Rocking and rolling along the spine a couple times. Massaging the back from the hips to the shoulders. And then crossing the legs, making your way into a tabletop position. Shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, tops of the feet flat on the mat. And we're just going to start with a few circles of the hands. So fingertips spread nice and wide. Shoulders back, arms are straight. I'm just going to do a few circles with the wrists, just warming up the wrists. All the way over, working into all the corners of the hands. And then just going in the opposite direction. And then bringing the knees a little bit closer to the heels, bringing the tops of the hands on the mat and just gently rocking forward and back a little bit, not putting too much pressure. And then releasing the hands, tucking the toes. Coming to sit back on the heels, so tucking all 10 toes underneath, stretching out the fascia on the bottoms of the feet. Flicking off the wrists a little bit like you're flicking water off. Just give them a little stretch. Stretching out our whole body, whole line of fascia. And then just bringing your hands to your heart for a moment, taking a couple deep breaths here. Now this might be a little bit uncomfortable on the bottoms of the feet, but just bringing your awareness back to the breath. Focusing on that breath to bring the awareness away from the back to the feet. Firing up your Ujjayi breath if you haven't already. Long, slow, deep breaths in through the nose. Out through the nose. Slight constriction at the back of the throat, sounds like the ocean. Breathing fully in. Fully out. One more in. Fully release. Reaching the arms up overhead as you inhale, nice big stretch. As you exhale, bring the hands down, tap out the toes, that should feel amazing. And then coming to sit back on the heels, bring the hands behind you, pull the shoulders back, lift the chest, and lift the knees, stretching out the tops of the ankles. Pulling the shoulders back, lifting the chest, maybe the head goes back. Fully in. Fully out. Slowly release back down, hands down on the ground. Good, coming into a few rounds of cat-cow, moving with your own breath. As you inhale, heart forward, shoulders back, lifting the chin and the chest. Exhaling, round and curl, squeeze the bum, push the ground away. Inhaling to cow, heart forward. Exhaling to cat. So you can do some circles with the hips and the shoulders here. If that feels good for you, you can close down the eyes if that feels good. Syncing that breath to movement. Going in the other direction if you're doing circles. And then coming back to center. Bringing the knees nice and wide, sitting the hips back on the heels, coming into an active child's pose. Stretching the fingertips out nice and long. Tenting onto those fingertips as if there's cupcakes under the palms of the hands and you don't want to squish them. Allow the forehead to rest on the mat. Walk the fingertips away from the body and then draw the shoulders down as you press the hips into the heels. Breathing fully in, think length. Fully out, think deep, and lowering the forehead, the chin, and the chest closer to the mat. Fully in, think about rippling the heart forward. And exhale, sinking a little deeper. Good, squashing those cupcakes, planting the hands, tuck the toes, and lift the hips up to your first downward facing dog. Pressing one heel down and the other, wiggling the hips back and forth, side to side, just warming up the body. Maybe you bend the heels to one side, and then the other. Again, whatever feels good for you here, stretching out the backs of the legs. Soft bend in the knees if that feels good. Lifting through the hip creases, belly button to spine, chin to chest. And then on your next inhale, rise up to the tippy toes, bend the knees and look forward, and just walk your way to the front of the mat, feet are hip distance apart. Grab opposite elbows and just let the head hang. Swaying side to side. Pull the belly in, crown of the head reaches towards the ground. Allow the back of the neck to be long. And breathe. And then releasing the hands down. Press into all 10 toes and heels. Slowly roll the torso up, using the core one vertebrae at a time. Reaching the shoulders up to the ears. And relaxing the shoulders down the spine. Palms forward to Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, squeeze the bum, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, heart forward, press the thighs back. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, press the thighs back. Exhale, forward fold. Last time, inhale, lift the chest, press the thighs back. Exhale, hands to mat, step or float your feet back into plank, hold in plank for a moment. When you're in plank, make sure you're pressing the ground away. Get that external rotation in the shoulders, heart forward. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, all the way to the ground. Tops of the feet press into the mat, hands under the elbows. Inhale, lift the chest, baby cobra. Draw the shoulders back to lift the heart. Maybe the hands lift, legs fully engaged, toes pressed down. Breathe fully in. Exhale, hands down, press the hips back, child's pose. And then lift the hips back to your downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths in your down dog. Again, breathing fully in and fully out. toes, bend knees, look forward. Step or float your way to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Baby back bend, look through the fingers. Exhale, hands to prayer. Beautiful, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to mat, left foot steps back, low lunge. Squeeze that left glute to push the hips down. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus, shoulders back, elbows in, lift the chest. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, shift the hips back, straighten the front leg a little bit or a lot. If you have blocks at home, you can bring them on either side of the hands if that feels good. Inhale, come forward, heart forward, cactus. Exhale, shift the hips back, straighten that front leg. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Good, staying here. Left hand is down, right hand is up, and we twist to the right. So keeping that right leg straight to start. Drawing the shoulders back, long line from the sit bone to the crown of the head. Imagine you're pressing that right hand against a wall. Breathe, fully in. Fully out. Your next inhale, look forward, stay in your twist. Slide the left hand so it's under the shoulder. Right knee can come out. Right toes are 45 degrees. Sink the hips down as you gently push that right knee out to the side. Good, press the left shin bone into the mat. Squeeze the left glute. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, you're gonna curl. Right hand to outside of left pinky. Sink the hips down. Inhale, open up, twist. Exhale, curl. Good, last time. Inhale, open up, twist. And exhale, curl, reach across. Good, inhale, open up and twist. Stay here, press that shin into the mat. If you want more, you can curl the heel into the booty. If you make that connection, instead of pulling the heel in, kick the foot into the hand to open up the hip. Sorry, kick the foot into the hand to open the hip, and look over that right shoulder. Fully in. Fully out. Slowly release. Left hand comes down, pop the left foot to outside of left hand. Sink the bum down, lift the chest, coming into Malasana. You can wiggle the hips back and forth a little bit. So push elbows to knees, knees to elbows. Lift the chest, shoulders back. Good, breathe fully in. Squeeze the bum a little bit to open the hips towards the pinky toe edge of the foot. And fully out. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands down, feet together, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to mat, step or float your feet back through plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, baby cobra, or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, deep breath in through the nose. Out through the nose. On your next inhale, tippy toes, bend knees, look forward. Step or float your way to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to prayer. I'm working up a sweat here. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to mat, right foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up, squeeze that right glute. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, shift the hips back, straighten the front leg. Good, inhale, cactus, heart forward. Exhale, shift the hips back. Good, last time, inhale, cactus. And exhale, shift the hips back. Straighten that front leg a little bit or a lot. Whatever feels good for you here. Think long line from sit bone to crown of head. Right hand down, left arm peels up and twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, go a little deeper. Good, one more fully in. Exhale, bend into left knee, right hand slides forward, left foot comes out 45 degrees, press left knee out with left hand. Squeeze left glute and press shin down. Inhale, lift the arm back. Exhale, curl, left hand reaches across the right hand. Inhale, up. Exhale, curl. Good, last time, inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale, lift the heart, open. Exhale, option to press that back shin into the mat or curl the heel into the booty. Again, if you make that connection, kicking the foot into the hand and looking over that shoulder. Breathe in and out. One more in. Exhale, slowly release. Left hand comes down. Pop that right foot to outside of right hand. Sink the bum down, Malasana. Good, so lift the chest. Elbows to knees, knees to elbows. Fully in. Fully out. Option to bring right hand to outside of right big toe. Pull shoulders back, look towards left pinky. Deep breath in. Exhale back to center. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, left hand down, right hand comes up. Deep breath in. Exhale, back to center. Good, inhale. Exhale, hands down, feet come together, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, heart forward. Press the thighs back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up. Sit the bum back, coming into chair pose. So squeezing those inner thighs together. Bicep by ears, dropping the shoulders down, weight in the heels. If you look down, see if you can see the big toe. Good, breathe fully in. And fully out. Good, one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to mat. Step or float your feet back into plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a couple breaths here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Just bringing your awareness back to that breath always. All right. On your next inhale, right leg floats behind you, three-legged dog. If it feels good for you, you can bend the knee, open up that hip. On your exhale, bring the knee forward in between the hands. Drop the foot in between the hands. And this time, keep that back heel lifted. Or back knee lifted, rather. Then drop the back heel and reach the arms up, coming into warrior one. I'm sweating, guys. So dropping the back heel 45 degrees. Shift the right hip back, left hip down, and reach through those fingertips. Really strong core. Keep that bend in that right knee. Don't copy mine right now. Good, so shifting that right hip back, left hip down, reaching the arms up. Good, fully in. Fully out. Inhale. Interlock hands behind back. Roll shoulders back, lift the chest. As you exhale, fold. Humble warrior. Right elbow to inside of right knee. Pull shoulders back. Push knee to elbow, or knee to shoulder rather. Shoulder to knee, keep scissoring those hips. Fully in. Fully out. Inhale, rise back up, reach the arms up, lift the back heel. So we're in a nice long arrow lunge here. Weight is in that right foot. As you exhale, shift the heart forward, shoulders back. Look forward, weight in that right foot. So you exhale, slowly bring weight into right foot, tip left foot back, coming into warrior three. So again, right hip shifts back, left hip shifts down, heart forward, shoulders back. Maybe hands come to prayer if that feels good for you. Good. Inhale, reach the arms forward. Exhale, slowly bring the left knee into the chest. Good, bringing the hands back to heart center. Pull the left knee out. So option heel to inner ankle, inner shin, or inner thigh. Try and use your glute and your hips to get the heel there first. And then if that feels good, you can use your hand to bring it up. So holding your tree pose, I'll turn this down, hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. Pulling the shoulders back and down, squeezing the bum. Maybe you reach the arms out. Maybe you bring the hands together. Maybe you look up. Good, breathe fully in. Exhale, slowly bring your hands back to heart center, knee comes in. Slow with control, left leg goes back, warrior three. Bend right knee, left toes go way back, arms reach up, high lunge. And then drop back, heel, windmill the arms open, warrior two. So think about pushing the mat apart and then pulling the mat in towards each other. Really get nice and low. Reach to the fingertips, drop the shoulders, look forward. And breathe, getting nice and low. So front heel in line with back arch. Front knee on top of front ankle. Squeezing the bum to open the hips, ribs down, pelvis lifted. Good, breathe fully in. Fully out. One more breath. Good, flip the front palm, inhale. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Keeping the bend in the right knee, pulling the shoulders back, looking under that right armpit. Breathe fully in and fully out. Lightness on the backhand. On your next inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, right elbow to right knee. Left arm sweeps up and over, side ankle pose. So reaching those fingertips towards the sky. Or option to bring left arm all the way up and over, right hand to inside or outside of right foot. Again, scissoring the hips, long line from heel, all the way up to pinky. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Think lengthening on that inhale, going a little deeper on that exhale. On your next inhale, straighten the front leg. Reach the left arm back, right arm up. Just for a moment. And then exhale, Trikonasana, right hand down, left arm up. So again, thinking about lengthening the crown of the head forward. Long line from sit bone to crown of head. Draw shoulders back. Maybe you look up towards the left fingertips. Remember, it's better to be higher on the leg and have the joints stacked than to be forward and down on the leg and the bum sticking out. Good, one more breath in. One more breath out. Good, windmill your left hand down to inside of right foot. Options here, you can keep the back foot where it is. You can turn it 45 degrees. We're gonna come into a twist. So right arm lifts up. Think about pressing right hip back, left hip down. You can come onto the ball mound of the back foot as well if that feels good to make it a little bit of a more accessible twist. If you have a block at home, you can bring that under your left hand, or even if you have a water bottle or anything. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more in. One more out. Unwind, right hand comes down to frame the front foot, left heel lifts. So a lot of work on that right leg. We're gonna lift that left leg up coming into standing split. You got it. Bend the left knee to pull heel in towards booty. And then re-straighten that leg. Pull the shoulders back, crown of the head to the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale. You're gonna bend the right knee. Bend right knee. Left knee comes behind right ankle. Coming all the way down, Jiva squat, lift the chest. And then lower the shin bone down, sitting the bum down. Coming into a twist. Give that booty a rest. I don't know about you, but I'm sweating. It is hot up in here. I closed my windows yesterday because it was cold and now it's warm. So let's wrap that left arm around that right knee, clasp the hands, and then pull the knee into the chest. So we're not quite thinking about twisting just yet. We're thinking about stretching that glute because it has got a lot of work. I apologize if that was too loud. I didn't even realize. So we're pulling that knee into the chest. Nice long spine. Take a moment here. Breathe fully in and fully out. Feel that booty stretch. Good. Good. Release that right foot down now. Try and get both hips towards the ground. Right arm reaches up, inhale. Exhale, right hand comes behind you to twist. So option to have that left arm around that right knee, or if you want more, left arm in front of right knee. Again, inhale, lengthening. And exhale, twisting a little deeper. Again, taking a moment here, breathing fully in. Fully out, coming back to your intention if you set one. Slowly release, unwind, just a little counter twist. Okay, now we're gonna step that right foot forward in front of us. We're gonna have some fun getting out of this pose. If you can, we're going to step onto the right foot. Left foot comes behind, standing split. And then lower the left foot down beside the right. Forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands to mat, take a vinyasa. Step or float your feet back through plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. And downward facing dog. We'll take a few deep breaths here. So if you want to drop to the knees, taking a child's pose. Actually, let's all drop to the knees and take a child's pose. So knees are spread nice and wide, hips to the heels. Press the hips down. Make it an active child's pose though. We still have some stuff to do. All right, on your next inhale, walk the hands over to the left. Stacking the right hand on the back of the left hand. Reaching through the right fingertips and sinking that right hip down to the heel. Breathe. Feel that side body stretch. One more round of breaths. On your next inhale, walk the hands to center. And then exhale, walk them all the way to the right. Stacking the left hand on the right. Reaching through the left fingertips. And sinking the left heel down. Feeling that side body stretch. Full deep breaths. Good, slowly bringing the hands back to center. Bending the elbows, bringing the hands into prayer. Walking the elbows forward and then sinking the hips down to the heels. So really getting the back of the triceps, the lats. Maybe you press the pads of the fingers together so the palms separate. And even that deeper stretch in the shoulders. Again, dropping the shoulders down, forehead rests on the mat. Deep breath in. Walk the elbows a little bit farther forward. Then as you exhale again, drop the shoulders, sink the hips down. Good, on your next inhale, look forward and pop yourself up to your tabletop position. Good, tuck the toes. Hover the knees just an inch off the mat. So coming into hovering tabletop, nice strong core. And then as you exhale, pop yourself back into your downward facing dog. All right. On your inhale, left leg floats behind you, three-legged dog. You can bend the knee and open the hip, coming into scorpion dog if that feels good for you. Really point the knee to the sky. And then exhale, rock forward, pull knee into nose. Lower the foot in between the hands, keeping that back knee lifted, low lunge. Drop the back heel and reach the arms up overhead, coming into warrior one. That nice and low. So again, left knee on top of left ankle. Shifting left hip back, right hip down. Pressing outside edge of right foot into mat. Reaching the arms up overhead. Fully in. Fully out. Dropping the shoulders. Squeezing that back leg to open up the hips. Good, breathe in. Exhale, interlock hands behind back, but do opposite grip. Pull the shoulders back to lift the chest and punch the knuckles down. And fold. Left elbow to left knee. Scissor the hips. Imagine you're bringing the knuckles behind the head. Fully in. And fully out. Good. On your next inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Lift the back heel. This time lean forward. So all that weight is into the left foot. And now slow with control, you're going to shift the arms back, heart forward. Bring weight into the left foot. Right leg lifts behind you, warrior three. So left hip shifts down, left hip back, right hip down. Squeeze that right glute to lift the leg. Good. Pull the belly in, keep the gaze 6 inches in front of you on the ground to keep that balance. And then on your next inhale, reach the arms forward. Slowly bring the knee into the chest and bring your hands back to heart center. Really good. Now keeping that gaze 6 inches in front of you, bring the knee out to the side. So your toes can come to the ground and use it as a kickstand if that feels good, or you can slide the heel up. Once it gets there, you can bring the heel in a little bit with the hand. Think about starting from the bottom up. So finding that spot 6 inches in front of you. Don't move that gaze. Press the big toe and heel into the mat. Squeeze the bum to open the hips. Pull that right knee out. Ribs down, pelvis lifted, shoulders back and down. And imagine there's a string reaching from the crown of the head. Maybe the arms come up. Stay with that breath. Maybe they come together. Maybe you look up, challenging the balance. Good, and then slowly bringing the hands back to heart center, knee comes in. Slow with control, going back to warrior three. And then bend left knee, right toes go back. High lunge just for a moment. Before dropping the back heel, windmilling the arms open, warrior two. So we can always take warrior two just to check in with ourselves. Think about pressing the mat away and then pulling the mat in. Shoulders pull back and down, looking forward. Front heel to back arch. Get nice and low. Front knee on top of front ankle. Good, flipping the front palm, inhale. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Good, taking a few breaths here, thinking length on the inhale. Deep on the exhale. Opening up that left side body, making sure there's no weight on that right hand. On your next inhale, back to warrior two. And then left elbow to left knee, right arm reaches up and over, coming into side angle pose. Now when you're here, instead of thinking about sinking into that right shoulder, thinking about using the legs, so scissoring the hips, lifting the chest, left shoulder pulls back, right arm reaches up. And if you want more here, you can reach that right arm all the way overhead, pinky points down, left hand to inner or outer left foot. Sometimes I like to grab onto my foot. Again, tucking the tailbone under, reaching through those right fingertips. Breathing fully in, fully out. One more round of breath. Feel that left glute really firing up. On your next inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the torso up. Right hand comes back, left arm reaches up. Shifting the hips back, left arm forward, right arm up, Trikonasana. So again, stacking those hips, long spine, reaching the crown of the head forward. I always find Trikonasana difficult. My low back is really tight. But it's such a good posture to lengthen the side body, the inner thighs, strengthening those obliques. Good, deep breath in, deep breath out. One more, fully in. As you exhale, windmill the right hand down. You can slide that right foot up a little bit so it's 45 degrees. Left hand heels up to twist. So you can also lift that right heel to make it a little bit easier to twist. Think about shifting left hip back, right hip down. I like to widen my stance a little bit so the heels are in line rather than the arch to heel. To get those joints stacked a little bit. Again, lengthening on the inhale. And then twisting on that exhale. I also find this posture tough, but it feels so good once it's done, so energizing. One more, fully in, fully out. Deep breath in. Exhale, both hands come down to frame the front foot, lift the back heel, lift the right leg up behind you, standing split. Crown of the head reaches towards the ground, squeeze the right glute, belly in. One more breath in. One more breath out. Deep breath in. As you exhale, bend left knee, right knee comes behind left ankle. Lower the shin bone down and sit the booty down. Yes. So wrap your right hand around the left leg, clasp the hands, and then lift the knee into the chest. And breathe, fully in, fully out. Feel that stretch in the booty, that's done a lot of work. Really pull it into the chest, that hip can lift off the ground. Good, and then releasing. Bringing the left hand up, inhale. And then exhale, twisting, looking over that left shoulder, so left hand comes behind you. Option to wrap, keep that right arm wrapped around the left knee, or bringing the right arm in front of the left knee. Again, inhale to lengthen, and exhale to twist. Breathing fully in, and fully out. Whenever we're in a static pose, we're not actually static, we're using that breath. So on our inhales, we're just thinking about creating more space. And the exhale going deeper into that space, even if we don't physically move, just having that intention. Slowly unwind. Little counter twist, looking towards the right. And then we are going to step that left foot forward. So maybe rock back a little bit, however you want to get there. Left foot comes down, hands come down, right leg comes up, standing split. And then lower the foot beside the other one. Inhale, half lift, heart forward, shoulders back, lift the chest. Exhale, hands to mat. Step or float the feet back, plank. Chaturanga all the way down to the ground. Beautiful, guys. So we're on our stomachs. Left arm, or we'll go right arm first, is going to come out at a 90-degree angle. So if I'm laying on my stomach, I'm going to look like this. So my right arm is 90 degrees, elbow is slightly above the shoulder, left fingertips are in the ground. So you're going to roll slightly onto the right side. The right shoulder is going to lift a bit to get that nice stretch in the right chest. So it's really important this arm is like this. If it's like this, it's like this. If it's like this, you're not going to get that same stretch in the chest. So 90 degrees with that right arm, left fingertips push into the mat. And we're just gonna slowly roll onto the right side. It's not a big movement here. And then if that feels good, you can bring the left toes behind you. You can do whatever you want with the head if it feels good to rest it down. And then slowly unwind. Back to center. Once you get this stretch, it feels so good. Opposite side, left arm 90 degrees, right fingertips into the mat. Gently rolling onto the left side. And you can bring the head down. You can bring the right toes behind if that feels good. And then slowly coming back to center, pushing into the hands, knees back, tuck the toes, child's pose for a moment. And then lift the hips to your downward facing dog. Press the ground away, lifting through the hip creases. Good, on your inhale, bring the right leg behind you, three-legged dog. Whatever you like to do here, if you like to bend the knee, if you keep them square. On your exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Knee to the wrist, and lower the shin bone down, coming into pigeon pose. So making sure your hips are square, and you're not rolled over onto one hip. So sitting up nice and tall. Squeeze the glute, deep breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, lower down onto the forearms. So you can stack the fists, resting the forehead on the fist if that feels good. Or you can reach the arms long, rest the forehead on the mat. Keep it a little bit active, press the shin into the mat. Let go a little. If you want more to get a little deeper quad stretch, remember no pressure, it's your practice. You can reach back to grab the left foot and then pull the heel in towards the bum, but only if that feels good for you. And then refold. And breathe, stay with that breath. Good, slowly release the foot if you have it. Bring both hands back down, tuck the back toes, and lift your hips back to your downward facing dog. You have to walk the heels out a little bit again. And then bring that left leg behind you, three-legged. You can bend the knee and open the hip if that feels good. And then bring the left knee to the wrist. Lower the shin bone down and straighten the right leg behind. Again, square the hips, lift the chest. And then exhale, lower down again, stacking opposite fists if that feels good. Or reaching the arms out long and resting the forehead. Letting the breath go. Again, you can reach back to grab the back foot if that feels good and pull it into the booty. Only if that feels good for you. Take a couple moments here, breathing. If you have the foot, slowly release. Both hands down. And then drop onto the left hip and swing the feet all the way around. Awesome, guys. Reach your arms forward, so soft bend in the knees. Lift the chest, inhale. And exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Bringing the heels underneath the knees. Knees pointing up towards the sky. Roll the shoulders under the body. Hands down by the side, palms facing down. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze the bum. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift the hips. Squeeze the bum, coming into bridge pose. So really press into the heels. Again, squeeze the bum, pushing into the hands. Lifting the heart, rolling the shoulders under the body. Pressing the heart up towards the sky. slowly lowering back down. Just resting for a moment. We'll go one more time. Second round. Feet and knees are hip distance apart. Hands by the side, palms facing down. Tuck the tailbone, squeeze the bum, and lift the hips up. Roll the shoulders under the body. Again, think about lifting the heart forward, pushing into the heels, and then pulling the heels back in towards the bum. Maybe you interlock the hands behind the back, roll the shoulders under a little more, and then press the knuckles down to open the heart a little more. Keep the core engaged. And slowly release the hands, release the hips. Bring the knees or the feet to the outside edges of the mat, allow the knees to knock in. And then just gently windshield wiper the knees back and forth. And then allow the knees to drop to the left and bring the outside edge of the left foot on top of the right knee. Bringing the arms into angel wings and looking over to the right. Slowly unwind, come back to center. Drop the knees to the right. Outside edge of left foot on top of, right foot on top of left knee. And look over to the left. So knees are to the right, eyes to the left. And slowly unwind, release. Bring the knees into the chest. Grab behind the hamstrings. Again, just rock and roll along the spine a couple times. Coming back to a seated position. Don't worry, we're not doing anything crazy. Knees are slightly bent. Reaching the arms up overhead, inhale. And then exhale, fold. So you can keep the knees as bent or as straight as you would like. On your inhale, think length. And exhale, you can straighten the legs. You can keep this as active or as passive as you would like. Remember, think long, low back. And relax. Just noticing where you might feel tension. Try and just breathe into these spaces. Couple more breaths here. Sometimes it's good just to, like a yin posture, just to kind of allow the back to round and let go. And slowly rise up, reaching the arms up overhead. And then exhale, slowly lower all the way down, bringing the knees into the chest, coming to happy baby for a moment. Grabbing onto the hamstrings, the calves, or the feet, spreading the knees wide, pressing the low back into the mat. Bringing the knees into the chest, wrapping your arms around your knees, bringing your forehead to your knees, saying thank you, body, for taking me through this practice and through life. I love you. Take a really deep breath of air. And exhale, release everything down to the mat for your final Shavasana. Now I know we're online, and I know sometimes online people I know like to leave a little bit early, but Shavasana is the most important part of practice, so I really encourage you to stay for the Shavasana. So if you're following the playlist, we're just going to switch to the very last song. It's called Sit Around the Fire by John Hopkins. So if you are on the playlist, we'll press play on that song. It's the last song on the playlist, Sit Around the Fire, and we'll press it in 3, 2, 1, and play. So just in your Shavasana, having your heels to the outside edges of the mat, toes fall out to the side, hands down by your side, palms facing up, and closing down the eyes. Just doing a gentle body scan from the crown of the head, relaxing the forehead, the eyes, the face, feeling the body melt into the mat.
Really time for you to see through the absurdity of your own predicament. You aren't who you thought you were. You just aren't that person. In this very lifetime, you can know. Right now. The real work you have to do is in the privacy of your own heart. All of the external forms are we find one ember. Very gently we fan that ember. Blow on it. It gets brighter. And from that ember we rebuild the fire. Only thing that's important is that ember. That's what you and I are here to celebrate. But though we've lived our life totally involved in the world, we know that we're of the Spirit.
When you're ready, and slowly start to bring your awareness back to the body, bringing back this sense of calm and clarity, yet energy, knowing that you'll be ready for whatever the day might bring. Maybe doing a stretch overhead, moving the body in whatever way feels good for you. Maybe bringing the knees to the chest before rolling onto your right side for a breath. Slowly making your way to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed if you can. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth.
And pretty soon you'll realize that all we're going to do for eternity is sit around the fire.
Again, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. Bringing the hands to prayer. Thumbs to the forehead for clarity of thought. Thumbs to the lips for kind words. Thumbs to the heart for an open heart. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.